holler at me.
Come holler at me about.
Come have this.
So you sorted out the Facebook issues at the reunion.
I was planning to. I knew I was. It was a few chuckles here and there when some people said some ill words about me, and they chuckled, and I was like, oh, it's a couple months away. Like, okay, glad.
So what happened when you pulled up?
Pulled up, I was the only African American.
Word. So you was outnumbered?
Nah, I think.
So you thought
about it?
I
think it might have been one other. I think you remember. I don't know if you. No, you didn't go to Golden West.
I ain't go to Golden West.
Yeah, it was. It might have been one other. It wasn't too many people, but I was. Yeah.
They left you hanging.
Nah, they didn't leave me hanging because it wasn't many of us at all.
Yeah, I know. I messed up. I messed it up when I left.
Nah, when you went to Golden West, you had to stand. You had to really, you had to really stand on. You had to mean shit. It was when I remember a situation, a couple situations popped off, but a situation popped off and somebody had to come call me and Dennis like, hey, please come.
Bruh, Dennis. Yo, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Dennis Brown, bruh. Yeah, Dennis Brown was that dude, man.
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do. Yeah. Let's get into it. Yo, you tuning into the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, with my co-host in the building.
Yeah, it's a new year, 2025. Poe, we figuring it out. Right now, we're gonna go with Poe.
Yeah, it's been Poe.
It's been Poe, but it's, it's different types of Poe.
But you know when it's me and Poe, it's Outlawed Opinions.
It's outlawed.
It's outlawed. You know what I'm saying?
Cowboy Poe?
I mean, you did start that off with that. Okay. That
Let's start there.
Yeah. Huh? I actually meant to send you a clip that had me rolling. It was with Crip Mac, right?
When Crip Mac out?
It was an old clip.
Oh, free Crip
Mac.
And
when Crip Mac was talking about something about banging or whatever, and the bro was sitting next to him, and he was saying like all of this different lingo, and he was like, "So, do you guys have the same issue in Chicago where you're at?" Because it was on No Jumper, and dude was like, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't understand a word he said. Let's start there.
Are you talking about J Mane?
He said, let's start there. I understand what he said.
That's J. Bruh, that sounds like the Whoop Man.
Bruh took me out when he said, I understand a word he said. Let's start there.
Yeah, that's the Whoop Man, J Mane. J Mane is a fool.
But I was literally gonna see you the clip because he said, let's start there.
Yeah, you gotta start. Do I gotta go there?
Yeah.
You gotta start somewhere.
I mean, we got some stuff to start talking about. I mean, you know what? I want to get some things out the way.
Let's do it.
I want to get a couple things out the way.
Get it.
It's gonna be popcorn style, so this episode might be an emotional roller coaster for some folk.
Got it.
You understand what I'm saying? Right. But the first thing that I just needed to get out of the way was something that bothered me. I know you got the topics or whatever, but I wanted to talk about these children out in Chicago. The single mom had her children sleeping in the van. Or no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Chicago. I think it was Detroit. Single mom, have nowhere to go, asking for help, had her kids in the van, lost two of her kids to hypothermia. I think it was a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Something I don't remember.
And I seen the clips. I seen the interview with the mother. I seen the interview with the father. And I feel like we got a responsibility here at the Notion Podcast, man.
All right.
We share our takes. We share our information. But I want to call out two things. I want to call out in violation some of these blog sites because they have a way of posting something to make a narrative out of something. And then I want to call out people in the comment section with the fake outrage. This is the year I am calling out my own people with fake outrage. And the reason why I call it fake outrage is because it's weird that we'll be outraged about one thing, but we won't be outraged about another, which is actually more severe than the thing that we're outraged about.
Okay.
All right. So with the mother, I feel like the article that I seen it from, because what I do now is I got to see it from the page, and then I got to go look up the real article.
So did we already tell the people what the overall?
The premise of it is this mother was homeless.
Right.
Her and her kids were sleeping in the car. They had nowhere to go. And it's cold. It's wintertime right now. And so her thing was she tried to reach out to the father of those two kids, because I think she has a total of 4 or had a total of 4 or something like that.
He's the father of 3.
And he's a father of 3.
This is what I saw in the article. According to the article that I saw, I didn't do further research.
But they did interview the father too.
Yeah.
And when I seen the interview of the father, I could tell, like, you know how we are as men. We try to keep it together. We ain't trying to be on the screen crying and all that drama. And he seemed more frustrated, right, than anything. And so this is just insight, you know, because we don't know all the facts, right? And so with that being said, he was saying that she didn't go into detail about getting the kids.
So she apparently, this is what happens. That she said that she attempted to contact him and let him know that ask him for assistance with the kids.
Right.
And for him, it was he had to work and things like that. That was the way I had work and stuff. And so
interrupting yourself is nasty work.
That's crazy. Sorry about that, people. I thought I turned that off. But anyway, yeah. So he's saying that she did not inform him as to what the urgency was for getting the kids.
Yes.
And she is expressing in, it seemed like an interrogation room, that she tried to seek out help and couldn't get any help.
Yeah, she said she was on waiting lists. She reached out to family.
Right.
And so, but what I read, because, you know, we obviously did our research, our journalism work, right? He's not in the same state or city. I guess he's hours away.
So that's what I wanted to ask, is because on his interview, on his portion, he said that it's not that close. He didn't express how far it was, but that would lead me to ask, like, how far is he from her for him to
Yeah, I believe he's out of state. Okay. And then I believe he was saying that he didn't know the severity of it.
Got it.
Right? Okay. And so what I thought was interesting is when I seen the comments, all of our sisters, because that's who it was. I would like to say it was other people. A couple of the brothers, you know what I mean, caping. They're like, I don't care what's going on. I don't need an excuse. I'll go get my kids. Da, 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 da. And I thought that was hilarious because being a parent myself, my wife has contacted me numbers of times when I'm working because, you know, she's overwhelmed with the kids. And so sometimes maybe a FaceTime call from dad or whatever the case is might calm them down. But I like how everybody says that hindsight,
it's
or
2020.
You know what I mean? I would have did this, I would have did that, but come on now.
Yeah, you don't know what.
And it's not even really about defending the dad. It's just about let's add context to the situation before you make a statement on what you're gonna do.
You know the outcome of what happened, so now you can make this judgment on whether or not you would have found urgency in just going to get the kids just because she said so.
Yeah.
We also don't know these people. We don't know their personality type. We don't know how they handle stress and anxiety.
Right.
We don't know their relationship status.
Yeah.
Nor do we know how they operate as parents.
Yeah.
At all.
For sure.
But also, I would want to know from. My question would be, like, did you pay attention to her part? What did you notice about her part on the video?
Well, when I look at her part, she seemed upset, but it was something a little off.
She didn't look like she was crying.
Yeah. And
she
you know,
like she was crying for real.
Yeah.
It wasn't tears.
It seemed, and I hate sounding.
Yeah, we don't.
I hate sounding like that.
This is just from observation.
Yeah, just if we're going off observation and insight.
There was no reason for me not to believe either one of them.
Yeah.
They didn't give off to like one is like more believable than the other.
Right.
It was just I'm observing this and I'm looking at his eye, because as a parents we're gonna put ourselves in those positions, right?
Yeah.
Damn, if that was me, how would I be handling this?
Right.
So I'm looking at him like, okay, I'm looking at him as a man. How are you handling this? And I'm looking at his eyes. It looked a little glossy.
Yeah.
And when I look at her, it looked like she's being more expressive of an emotion she's trying to portray.
Like the emotion that's being demonstrated isn't matching everything that we normally see with the emotion.
Sounds, tones, it's a way you cry, it's a way you stress, and eyes, and it's certain subtle things that I just didn't capture with her.
Yeah.
And not to say that she's.
It just was a throw off. Like, yo, sure. You know, I mean, two of them. Yeah. And so I just wanted to point something out as a parent, right? We get hell-bent on, you know, a lot of conversations, marriage, children, having children out of wedlock, all of this stuff. I seen a content creator, I'm not going to say their name, that I could tell, you know, that when he started talking about the situation, he was directly going to her. You know what I mean? And he was trying to show some empathy, which he normally don't do. But I could tell he wanted to unload on her because like, well, why you got all these kids? And we already passed that. You know what I'm saying? We already passed that.
If she had one, like
it would still be the same argument. Well, where's the dad and all this other stuff?
We're not gonna sit here and blame her for how many kids she has.
And I could tell he was trying to not do that because I think he probably would have got skinned for that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But what I will say is that when we have this conversation about children, mother, father, whether they're married, divorced, kids out of wedlock, we leave out one primary thing that I am happy to understand being a parent myself. What? We always say the mother or the father, where's the mom, where's the dad, why didn't the dad do this? Well, the mom should have did that. You know what I'm gonna say?
The family.
Where's the family? Because that's the generation that we come from. Yeah. I will say it. I don't care who it offends or who it bothers. My mother and father did not raise me by themselves, and that was it. They had help from grandparents. Oh, yeah. They had help from aunties and uncles. I might have stayed with an auntie for a week on a vacation to hang out with my cousins. Or, you know, I might have hung out with my cousins on the weekend and that gave my mom and dad a break. Sure. I had older brothers, so they had to take me everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Even when they probably deserved to have their own time with their own friends, but still was on babysitting duty, you know, because the funds wasn't there to have a nanny or preschool or constant babysitter. I remember being watched by people at the church that I grew up in.
For sure.
Sister Holmes. So I had to go to Sister Holmes' house. But that was, you know what I'm saying?
When it took a village.
You know,
right then,
so
now it takes the government.
Right. And so, yeah, it takes the government. But this is how I know that some of these folks that have these comments and these strong statements on who to blame between the mom and the dad is that they must have not came from that era because it did take a village.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got in trouble by your daddy. You understand what I'm saying?
My mom too,
and your mom too.
Yeah,
I got in trouble,
and you seen how I had to. Yeah, I had to play my part too,
bruh. You know what I'm saying?
Tell the people,
like that's what I came from, and I'm in being somebody that is privileged enough to have some gray hair right here. I appreciate that. Yeah. Because there's a lot of kids.
You almost got me in trouble.
No, come on, man.
And I had to fake kind of like.
Nah, bro.
I had to choose sides at that point.
Bro, you didn't. I didn't almost get you in trouble.
You were supposed to come to the house.
Nah, bro.
You were supposed to come to the house.
I didn't.
Mom dudes get to asking me questions. Where he at? Why? I'm like,
and you ratted on me. You ratted on me. You ratted on me. You ratted on me. I provided. You was Nikki Glasses and Donnie Brasco.
I gave
Nikki Glasses was a rat.
I gave an alibi.
Cause Sonny blocks us.
I gave an alibi.
He said, I don't know what y'all know, but I know that he over there.
I gave an alibi.
And I don't know if he's supposed to be over there.
She asked me where you stayed at.
Look, the point is, dog.
All right.
The point is, man, is that I'm appreciative of the disciplinary conversations that I had with my brother's parents as well, because that kept us in line. That kept those people, that village kept me out of handcuffs.
Don't do that shit again.
You know what I'm saying? It kept me out of getting in drugs. It kept me away from the wrong crowd. It kept that's what's missing. So I don't like when I see
somebody might have seen you doing some shit.
Yeah.
You know when you did some shit.
And it's like, man, I think
it's like. And you get home and be like, yeah, sister, Maybelline said she seen you out there.
See you out there cutting up, huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me the money.
Yeah.
So I just look at it like when I see that online, people are so quick to find a somebody to blame that I'm relieved that they at least try to do a thorough comb in picking a jury. Because if we have people that were jurors of our sins from the people in the comment section, this world would be through. Them jails would be packed because people's perspective has them to only make a decision off in a couple minutes. You ain't even got all the facts. Like when you look at the clip, right, and then you go read the article, it's almost two different stories.
Yes, the comment section is for when you don't have the facts. That's where you go.
Yeah.
You go to the comment section. Okay, let me see.
It's like the fast food of facts.
You know when you don't got the facts.
Fast food of facts, bro.
You know when you don't got the facts and you scroll. Let me go see what the comment section is.
Yeah.
That's how we.
But you know why? You know why I go, right? I'm gonna tell you why I go to the comment section. I go to the comment section, honestly, because I want to see if somebody feel the way I feel different.
But look, when you looking for that one person, I know it's a motherfucker in here that feel like I feel.
That's what I be looking for sometimes. I be looking for what I don't want to see, and now I'm mad.
And you know what I start doing?
Yeah.
I be on YouTube and I'll see some shit like what's the black dude Billy the black dude that been on the like alien shit.
The black
on
dude
YouTube. Billy Ray Ty something.
A black dude? You talking about? Oh, you talking about Neil?
Not Neil. It's another nigga.
I don't know him.
So anyway, now what I'm seeing is like when I see shit that disagree with, like I don't feel like seeing shit that disagree with how I feel. Yo,
you don't be wanting to see stuff you disagree with, dog.
You know how you supposed to get both sides? Like you're not supposed to be biased. You would want to get.
Hey, you know something that
information from both sides.
You know something that I do that's petty.
Like, nigga, I don't feel like seeing that stupid shit.
I'm gonna tell myself, you know what I do that's petty? When I don't want to get involved, but I want people to know I'm there.
You like it?
I like all the stuff that I agree with, but I don't leave a comment. I just like their comments.
Hey, but now Instagram.
That's my way of saying I see you, but it's too hot for me to say something.
You pull up on Instagram and you see what other niggas like. Oh, you was here too?
Oh, yeah.
I see you in a lot of places.
Yeah,
my nigga.
bro. I'll be out there.
I do see you in a lot of places.
There, bro.
I'll be getting ready to send it to you in the DM. Like, oh, yeah, nah, he there.
You be seeing my picture like, I'm already here. I'm already here. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's real.
I'll be already here. But I be seeing some people, man. I be seeing some people in some areas they not supposed to be in.
Nah, but when you see a nigga that's in there and you like, oh.
You on game.
You laugh like that too?
Yes.
Oh, you thought that was funny too?
Yeah. I can sing you these? I didn't even know I could sing you these.
I can send you these. It's crazy.
I can send you these. That's what's up.
That's all my DMs is niggas sending. It's overwhelming though because I got too many notifications.
Yeah, I'm gonna start moving people to other pages.
Nah, niggas is now sending it to my phone. Yeah. They sending shit to my Instagram.
They texting it to you?
Instagram.
To make sure you see it. Yeah. Hey,
and
man.
I still ignore it.
You forgot something. Hey, when somebody texts you something from social media, that's their way of saying you forget. Hey, you forgot your keys, man. You forgot your hat.
Now I'm definitely I'm gonna leave it on red. Yeah, I saw that shit, my nigga.
I saw it and I left.
I saw it, yeah.
But yeah, man. But just like I said, man, I look at the comment section of a lot of these conversations, bro, and it helps me get an understanding. Yeah. Like, okay, I got another one for you that I haven't seen too many people talk about it, but it's something to talk about. Wendy Williams right now, right? Okay. First of all, TMZ, y'all dirty. TMZ, y'all is dirty.
That's y'all business model.
Dirty draws. And I'm going to say the reason why is because the photo they used of Wendy Williams in the window, bruh, crying with the phone like she been locked up in captivity for like 90 days. Nah. Y'all dirty draws for that.
There's other photos out there.
Y'all is dirty draws.
There's other photos out there.
I know it's other ones, but that one, something about that one was like, bro, is this a new Batman movie or something?
It did look.
Why they got her locked up in the top floor like that?
It did look kind of suspect because
y'all dirty.
She said that from what I heard when she was on the her last interview, she sounded quite well. The Breakfast Club. Hold on, this is the Breakfast Club
when they had her call in
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they had her call in, and yeah, I heard that one.
They said she sounded like
herself.
Yeah. So she showed up in person this time.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't the same.
No, it wasn't.
Cause see, I got the link, tried to watch it, it wasn't loading.
Yeah,
they must have went in and tapped in and said, "Nah."
And they did something.
They did something to the bandwidth.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to really load it, but I saw the picture. It looked like she was shooting a movie,
bruh.
I thought
I'm like, they shooting her.
They got Rose. I'm like,
they shooting her movie right now with her in it. Y'all dirty, yeah, bruh. But the thing that I wanted to ask, bruh, was with everything that's going on with her. I seen so many people. Again, it's our melanated folks. I'm calling it out all year. Mm-hmm. I seen so many people saying this was her karma because they felt like she built a career off of other people's pain. And I'm gonna be honest. There was one thing that put a permanent opinion about Wendy Williams and yes.
Yo, Method Man and his wife.
That right there was like, whoa.
Yeah, but I think it's people's karma for her. Like you can have karma for another person, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's the karma. That's the way I feel like she should have got back. But at the end of the day, things have happened to great people who've done nothing to.
That's what I wanted to get at, bro. That's why I posed that question. Like, is that really her karma?
That's
because it sounds like that's what
karma.
Yeah.
That's social karma.
Yeah.
Because the way in which people are reacting to it and the way in people how they feel about it and their opinions about it is based on how she viewed other people's I guess the views of other people's actions in media and entertainment. So this is social karma, but it's really like life karma. Is it really life karma?
Yeah.
Like, I can't say that. I guess there's different types of karma.
This is, I mean, I think that's the problem. I always thought karma was just, boom, that's what it is. But I think when people say karma, I think they're trying to mask that they're celebrating it. When they say, oh, that's your karma, I do. I feel like the majority of people try to mask their celebration.
It's a fake celebration.
And the reason why I say that is because just me personally, right? I'll just start like from childhood till now, every single fist fight I've ever gotten into.
Got your ass whooped?
I didn't regret. Nah, don't do that. I didn't regret how it started, but I never liked the way I felt at the end of the fight.
I could dig what you said.
Especially like if it was somebody that I really just put pause on and they deserved it. Yeah. When that was over and adrenaline stopped, I was like, man, that was too much.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when people are on the outside and they see somebody getting dragged the way they're getting dragged and all of this other stuff, but it's a person that wasn't really liked or wasn't really loved by the masses.
That's how they're gonna react.
They're gonna be like, oh, that's your karma, because you do make a good point. There are a lot of people that checked out here early and didn't deserve, and from what we see, didn't deserve the type of experience. When you seen how, like, I'll give you an example. Because this one it hurt me dearly. Kobe Bryant and his daughter losing their lives 5 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. For the most part, from what we seen, good kid, decent career, made a mistake and made up for that mistake in his career, and then to go out like that, fairly young, such a tragedy. What you gonna tell me the karma was behind that? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I think people are not in. It
sounds like it comes from a disingenuous place. And mind you, I'm not crazy about Wendy Williams, but when I seen that and I see, oh, that's the karma, I'm like,
I think people correlate things. So, like, in their mind, this is what karma is for that person. I don't think people are just saying like people pick and choose, but it's like they're not aware of the correlation that they're making. It's like it's not a correct correlation, right? To say that this person is having karma for whatever actions are my opinion based on whatever how they move. But yeah, it's social karma. Like, I feel this way about this person.
Yeah.
And because the way in which they move, I feel like, I guess for me, I've always been like, don't throw rocks and hide your hand.
Yeah, for sure.
If you do something to someone and however they react is based on however they want to react, you can't really complain about that.
True.
Am I celebrating her, I guess, downfall, if you would say? Mm-hmm. I'm not. I really wasn't in tune with Wendy Williams. I could care less. It sucks.
Yeah.
But,
I always believe
she
karma
publicly did discuss other people's
hardships.
Yeah, the things that they were experiencing in life. And
I do believe she made news. I do believe she made news out of private information.
Yeah, and it was gossipy more than informative and just like having an interview based type persona.
Right.
She really was talking about the hardships of people, things that they were experiencing that were not so taboo. Mm-hmm. They weren't things that people necessarily agreed upon. So it was gossipy.
Yeah.
So that's the social karma where people are discussing it and having their opinions about it.
Right.
That to me, I don't have no problem with that. I don't really care.
Yeah. I mean, I do look at it like this. I think if you're in the business of public humiliation, then you got to understand that there's going to be limited grace given to you if you're publicly being humiliated.
For sure.
But I do think there's a difference between public humiliation and life-threatening conditions.
I mean, some people don't really care. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, I know that.
Like,
we know that people don't care.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't care. Like, somebody do something to me, you put me in harm's way, and then you pass. I don't care and feel bad whatsoever.
Understandable, man.
I have no
understandable
sympathy whatsoever.
And I think as people, as individuals, we have to. That's the part where we do have to respect other people's insight and experiences, because we live in a time where people try to really decipher what's right and what's wrong based off their own morals instead of the morals of the person they're in front of talking to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I do think that when people talk about what goes around comes around, an eye for an eye, karma, all of these different takes on people's experiences, I've always looked at karma differently. I've looked at karma like, man, I could get on stage and roast 5 people and be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody chant my name when I walk out, and then I roll my ankle in a puddle.
And they flame your ass.
You know what I'm saying? I roll my ankle in a puddle, and now I got to sit down for 6 weeks. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Mike Epps made a good point.
I like you. That's how I look at karma.
Yeah, Mike Epps made that point. He was like, yeah, man, my karma is instant.
Karma is personal.
He said, what did he say? He said, my karma instant, man. One time I stole a pack of cookies, and when I got to the house, the door was locked. I locked my keys in the house. I had to call the locksmith and pay $70. I paid $70 for some damn cookies. Like, bruh, to me, that's what karma look like.
Karma is quick and instant too.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you even said that, because
Right.
I remember I tried to take my mama car one time when they went down and locked my ass out the house. I locked myself out the house.
Bruh, and I had to tell them, yo.
They was gone. I tried to take the extra keys. Nigga got locked out the house. I left. I think I locked it. I don't know where I locked the keys, and I made up some excuse about why I was in the car.
And it didn't fly well. We gonna
I
go
did.
ahead.
It did.
We
I
gonna
got
go
a partner
ahead.
who talked too much. 7 years later, want to tell my mama all the shit we did. You know, Harold took the car
Oh,
when we
man.
were
Yo, why
17. Like, nigga.
why you made it sound like he stuck at puberty? Yeah, you made it sound like he's stuck at puberty.
You know, when we were 14,
Yeah, it was nasty
Harold
way.
took the car.
Yeah, hey, bro. Hey, get him together
I
when
was
get him
like,
together
this
when you hear this, big dog.
God, you want to know what else we did?
Yo, are you aware of the YouTuber Jessie Woo?
Who?
Yeah, me neither. I seen a clip go by where she was explaining to women, listen up. For you guys on the live, for y'all, please listen to me. I'm gonna say something, and then I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna go into what this Jessie Woo chick said.
My name is Harold. Let's just keep.
That's cool. I'm Dizzy,
Boom.
and Dizzy's the one saying
There you go.
everything.
There we go.
Women, this is for you guys.
All right.
Stop taking advice from each other. If people are giving you advice about men, make sure that they've accomplished what you're seeking out to get. Okay? Now, it's okay to take advice from people that have made mistakes.
Got it.
And if their advice is about, hey, don't make the same mistake I made because I lost out on a good thing.
Got it.
Cool. But don't let people live their life and then try to come and tell you how to live yours unless it's extremely progressive.
Okay.
Now, this Jessie Woo girl.
Oh, it's a girl.
Yes.
Oh.
A sister.
Oh, she black?
Yes.
Man, what the fuck is
Yeah,
going on?
I don't know, man.
Did she marry into the name?
I don't know. She got a man, I believe. She said on a panel that men that want to see what you look like without makeup do this. They do this to you because they truly can't afford you. They want to find your blemishes and they want to find what's wrong with you to determine that you are not worth it, aka you they can't afford you.
Can't afford
so they gotta find a reason to
Right.
Yo, we're not that complicated, bruh.
Right. No,
Bruh.
he wanted to see what you look like under the mask. Like, you ever wanted to see what Jason looked like? You know how you was watching a Jason movie?
Yeah.
And you wanted to just like, man, I wonder what the fuck that nigga look like.
And when he pulled his mask up, I said, put it back on.
Nah, but you ever wanted to see what Michael Myers look like?
Yeah.
For the longest, you like, man, what that nigga look like?
Why he gotta wear that mask?
Yeah, like, I want to see what this nigga look like.
Like, why? What's the reason for the mask,
when
bruh?
you wanted to see what Kane looked like
Under the mask. In
Under the
WWF.
mask.
Yeah,
You was
yeah.
like, God,
It brought mystery, right?
Right?
Right.
Sting, what did he look like without the makeup?
Yeah.
Favorite wrestler?
Yeah.
You my favorite girl. But I want to see what you look like.
Bruh. The favorite girls where you probably lost every woman I was listening to what you had to say.
Nah, you my favorite girl right now.
Yeah.
And I would like to see what looked like.
Listen. Make up is what it's called, right? When you fail a test, you take a make up test.
You about to,
all right?
You about to get us canceled.
We not. You
failed the test. That means her face failed the test?
I'm not saying it, but I'm not denying it.
Oh,
this is what I'm saying.
God.
What I'm saying is when you wear make up, you are trying to make up whatever you believe you are lacking.
Make up.
Right?
To break up.
That's what you're doing, right? You are trying to enhance the better features of yourself, and you are also trying to make up whatever blemishes you have. That's what I thought the concept of makeup was. But that does not play a factor in determining how a person feels about you. If they really like you and they want to deal with you, to me, that was one of the dumbest takes. It sounds like the take of somebody that's very, very young and inexperienced as far as in dealing with real relationships and real problems in a relationship.
Do you buy your wife makeup?
I do not.
Okay, so this is what I was trying to get.
I buy my wife perfume.
When she was talking about 4 to 4, niggas don't buy some motherfucking makeup. We all know
she said you can't afford her.
No, but she's saying she want to know how much that makeup costs. She kept talking about the makeup costs, and I'm like, we don't know how much that shit costs.
Nor do we care
how much it costs.
Right.
At all. So the fact that she was even saying, "Oh, he don't want to pay," like makeup is how much that shit costs? Because the hair alone is crazy.
Well, there's women out there, right? There's really women out there in the world that believe that because they have to wear makeup, because they got to get their hair done, their nails done, and they might have a kid, and so they need a babysitter, that a man is now supposed to pay for that stuff and the date. Now, to you fellas that believe that, listen, be a crash test dummy as much as you want. You have every right. But at the end of the day, we do stuff too, and we don't ever think that a woman is responsible for the stuff that we do, even if we get stood up on the date. We get haircuts. We get our clothes. We might get a fit. We might pull out some special shoes or a special suit, depending on what type of date it is. We got to gas up the car. Got to make sure the car clean. You know what I'm saying? Got to make sure the money is right. Just in case you want to order a little too much.
Niggas asking that girl for haircut money.
Yeah, I'm not like,
this point is crazy.
I'm not pulling up with an invoice with a whole bunch of stuff.
Nah, baby, can you pay for my fade?
I need my taper. That's stupid. But to touch on what she's saying, I felt like that was destructive information to women, because first of all, nobody needed to know that piece of nonsense. No woman needs to know that piece of nonsense. That is false. Okay? That is false. All right. Some of us men do have women, girlfriends, wives, or whatever that like to wear makeup. That did not determine. That didn't determine anything.
That wasn't.
It didn't determine anything.
That wasn't. Yeah.
I mean, listen to men.
But he want to know, like.
Listen to men when we say what we like and what we want to you. Stop listening to sir. I'm not even gonna say stop listening to women, but stop listening to most women. If you're gonna listen to women, listen to a woman that has a man and had the same man for a while, or that really made bad decisions and is now making a lot of good decisions because they learn from the bad decisions. Just make it make sense on why you listen to people. Because if you listen to people like that, you're gonna be running around talking about, don't nobody, and can't nobody afford me.
That nigga tell me, I want to see what you look up under that shit. What's that? Damn, man, she's traumatized or something.
But the crazy thing is, when I looked at her makeup,
it was different. I get to it.
So when I looked at her makeup, as she's talking about this, when I looked at her makeup, right? Because I talked to my wife about this, I said, why her makeup around her eyes look like, you know, when you be out on the beach all day with sunglasses on and you decide to take them off and your skin is lighter around the eyes but darker around everywhere else. That right there, I'm gonna be like, hey, just take all the paint off, take all the war paint off. So I thought it was ironic that somebody that had a very confusing style of makeup wear. But when I talked to my wife, right, she said, no, that's a style, that's a thing.
Hey, no, but look.
And I told my wife, I said, the way I look at it, because I'm not bagging, bro. You know how I get down when I'm bagging. I'm not bagging. I'm really being transparent about it, all right? The way that it looked, you know how like when we cut the beard and the stubble come back, the 5 o'clock shadow? That's what it reminded me of a little bit. See, you laughing, cuz. Like, I'm not trying.
5 o'clock shadow around the eyes.
Bruh, but you know what I'm trying to say. I'm just gonna drink my water, man. I'm just gonna drink my go,
but
dude.
the shit they be doing, it be
man.
crazy sometimes. Like some of that shit be looking good and sexy, right? But some of the shit, I remember. I think it was like 8th grade. This girl Esmeralda.
She put on that Braveheart paint.
Nah, she didn't even do that. She tried to remix her eyebrows.
The fact that you first named her, I'm dizzy. I didn't say any of this.
She came to class and her eyebrows was extra short.
What? The South Park eyebrows?
It was short. So I'm like, huh? She like, huh? I'm like,
wait, she said huh to you? So y'all both confused? The fact that y'all both, huh?
I thought she said, huh. I was like, huh? She like, huh? I'm like,
oh, her facial expression looked like she said, huh? So you said, huh to her? Wow.
Nah, but look, it was extra short. So I'm like, what the fuck happened to you? She like, my mom made me cut them short because of something. She tried to say her mama made her cut her short like it was a consequence of a. Said, nah, you was trying to do some extra shit.
Yeah.
And fucked up. I remember I seen a girl in high school walking and she was wearing heels and she did the Bambi.
Oh, no.
Right in front of me. Woo.
You know the worst thing that I hate?
The shit they do, man.
You know what I hate about when somebody falls in front of me?
Is that you can't help but laugh?
Oh, I'm gonna laugh, but what makes it worse and where like I gotta walk or run away, I don't like when people fall in front of me and they make eye contact with me. I don't like I don't like when people fall and they make eye contact with me when they going down. And then they redirect it once they have impact. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like,
oh shit.
What am I supposed to do? Like, look over there. You know what I'm saying? Because you involving me in something that's none of my business. You know what I'm saying? Just, hey, sidebar, my bad. We getting off topic, but I just had to put that out there for y'all. If you ever fall in front of me, that's what it is. Shit. It ain't nothing personal. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Nah, I've seen some tumbles before, boy. I mean, because I'm a clumsy person. So I fall and stumble often. Yeah. So when I see it's a regular person do that shit, bro, that should have had me tickled, boy.
I'm just saying, man. But yeah, Miss Jessie Woo is for the women that are listening. Don't listen to her, brothers. You already know what to do. We not even paying no attention because I didn't even want to see the full context on what she's talking about because I don't think I need full context to help understand such. And sometimes I feel like people say things.
She was just saying words
to have a viral moment. I feel like to have a viral moment.
Just things.
You know what I'm saying? Like we could get on. Look, we could say anything on the platform, bro. And if it's crazy enough, that'll be viral. And then now we got to double down for the next 5 years on that, right? To cap it. But no, it's crazy. No, that's not true. Women, we can certainly afford. Let me tell you something real quick. I will say this: men will go above and beyond for you if he likes you enough, if you are worth it. All right.
You ain't never asked a girl, "Man, how much your makeup cost?"
Bruh. Who? Hey, who?
Get you a little something.
Check this out. Who is saying, bruh? Who is saying yes to a date after a dude say that to them? Just super delusion, man.
Yeah, that's some funny shit right there.
Super duper delusion. Yo, did you get a chance to tap into the Club Shay and Gillie the Kid interview?
I saw clips of it. You talking about when he disclosed the person who murdered his son?
Do you know why that bothered me?
Tell me why.
I did a Dolo episode. Both of y'all you and Jelani was busy, and I did a Dolo episode, and I talked about this kid. I read the article, and I talked about how he, you know, from what the article said, he great student, star athlete, and then for Gillie to come out not too long after that and be like, yeah, that was one of the people that got my son up out of here. I was like, that threw me for a loop, right? So I mean, I just wanted to revisit that because I felt like that was deep.
I feel like that happens a lot of times where,
and you know, they took him out right after he dropped that diss video, because that's what I was talking about in the episode. That he was a good kid, all this other stuff. He dropped a diss record to his ops, and the next day he was out of here. Apparently, he was walking with his mom, and they tagged him 17 times. I gotta switch my lingo up for YouTube. That's why I'm saying it. Like that.
I have this thought, like, what is a good kid in the ghetto, right? And I mean, like, obviously we know who. Like, good kids, like, what does a good kid mean for a kid in the ghetto that's, let's say they are a kid who's on the honor roll, doesn't get in much trouble. Okay, we would say that's a good kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then what about the kids that's only dealing with whoever they deal with, how they deal with them? And I mean that by, like, I sometimes feel torn when there's like a mom or family members come out and saying like who this person was to them, because they're not either aware of or they're not accepting the other person that this child might have been. But for all intents and purposes, it's a lot of good people out there who do bad things, and good, like, it's good just meaning that you are just holy. Or like there's two sides to that coin.
There's two sides to that coin. There's good people that do bad things, and there's bad people that do good things.
Yeah, so like,
and I think that's where the lines get blurred, right? But I have to look at it like this, man. Kids and adults are two different entities. When you are young, when you are a teenager, and I never looked at it like this until I was talking on the phone with my older brother one time. I think I was like 23. He asked me, we was talking about some life stuff. It's back when my brother used to drive the trucks all the time. He said, man, how old is you, Coops? I said, 23. He said, 23. He said, bro, you only been around 23 years. You're a baby. I said, what you mean? 23 years. That's all the knowledge you got. That's all your experience. 23 years. So he's looking at it from his perspective. At the time, he's 33, 34, right? And so when I look at it at the age we're at, and I'm looking at somebody that's like 16, 17, you ain't even scratched the surface of 20 yet, right? You can't even buy alcohol. Probably can't even buy cigarettes, right? I'm looking at you as like you still on the blacktop playing tetherball damn near, right?
Right.
And so we have this belief in our community, especially our community, if they go to school, if they participate in sports, they don't really have they really don't have a reputation that's negative to the elders, and they make good grades, it's a good kid. And by those standards, that is true. But I also think that there's a lot of good kids that get influenced. And Gillie talked about this in the interview, and I thought it was important. They get influenced. They get influenced by things that they feel like they're not, and that they feel like they're not respected in, and so they want to get that respect. You already know that's what the hood is about. Like, anybody that's from the hood understands respect first, everything else, you know what I'm saying? So any form of disrespect, and I mean, we got some ignorant stuff in the hood and in our culture. Stepping on your shoes is disrespect. Talking a certain type of way to somebody during a disagreement is disrespect. Wearing a certain color, a certain team, it's so many different elements depending on where you at, what region you in, that could be deemed disrespect. But I think when it's young people, it's different than when you're an adult and you try to say that was a good person or whatever the case is. Because when you're an adult, man, you can mask it in so many different ways before somebody really find out. Some people really got to do a deep dive and an inventory check on who you are to really find out, man, this person was a monster. Let's keep it real. We did not know Diddy was who he is today back in the 90s when we was listening to Biggie and Craig Mack. And
some niggas knew he was telling us.
Yeah, but the consumer didn't know. Maybe the people that was at them parties. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But the people that's buying the new album, that's watching the new music video, 106 and Park and Rap City and all that stuff, we would never think back, look, 20 years ago. We would never think.
We didn't know Diddy was over here being extra, the way in which he's portrayed himself is opposite to how he
exactly
the aggression.
Exactly.
The aggression.
But when you're talking about a kid, kids will naturally deceive to hide from humiliation, right? But adults they deceive to kind of keep the party going. No pun intended. You see what I'm saying?
Party is crazy,
right?
Keep it
so even when Gillie was able to talk about the situation, he kept it real. Like, he didn't sugarcoat nothing. Him and his son didn't have the best relationship.
Big ass hat on his head.
Yeah, man, and
he did
have every reason too because they won a Super Bowl. But he kept it real about his son, saying they didn't see eye to eye when he passed away. He didn't want him in the streets, but
he also said his son was not the intended victim.
Yeah, he said he wasn't intended victim, but but when he brought up what I thought was interesting is that when he started talking about King Von, it sounded like he got a little choked up, right? And he said he couldn't get out of his head the fact that when he interviewed King Von, and we know what we know about King Von, right? He said, OG, it don't even really be that deep. Us young dudes, we just don't know how to talk to each other. And I do believe that. You see what I'm saying? I do believe that. We come from a different time, bro. We didn't talk it out, but we fought and we both walked away. You know what I'm saying? With no issues.
I mean, well, shit was getting popping out there when we was young too. And shit was, it's damn near the same reason. Most of the shit be because people can't talk to each other at the end of the day. Whether they're young or older, I think it's always going to lead to the same thing. It's about the communication. So some parties not willing to. Some people ain't willing to forgive or forget. And it's really just based on communication because a lot of shit be over small things. It might have been a small little issue that just dominoed into, okay, with King Von and them, it might have been whatever little small issue.
I feel like our generation, though.
You know what I'm saying? It's get back on each side.
I feel like our generation did get it popping like that, but I think we fought bare knuckles equally as much too. But I also felt like back when we was young dudes, a lot of the young dudes, which we were those guys, could identify who was really with it and who wasn't. Now, I feel like
you don't know. This little motherfucker look like he ain't about shit. He had smoke.
No, I'm talking about because there was a reputation that came with a lot of things with people versus now you could be whatever you want to be because of online. We didn't have that online, so we only had
little niggas online to smoke your ass.
We only had word of mouth when we was coming up, and so we could be notified by somebody that was affiliated. Like, hey, he ain't even really like that, po, or hey, you got to kind of watch it because he roll with whoop-de-whoop. Now, you could be whatever you want when you log on to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You could be whatever you want. You could troll. You could do all of this stuff. And yes, the people online that's talking crazy will do that, but a lot of these people aren't really like that. That's why they do that.
That's scarier. Because now
I feel like they move in fear.
They move in fear. So that's the one you got to fear the most is because you expect to know who is willing to do what based on persona.
Well, they gotta live up to what they've been saying.
Yeah, but it's the scary person that's gonna do something and not really think more of the consequences of things because it's more jumpy, it's more based on like anxiety or whatever in the moment.
But
that's the scary part.
But that was our generation. You just made the point, bro. When we had to go there, it was out of fear of what might happen next. You see what I'm saying? Not clout. You dig what I mean? Like I see a lot of this turns into a clout, and then when it gets too big for you, now you're afraid of what people are gonna think because you done did all that rah and everything. You see what I'm saying?
Doing shit for clicks.
Yeah. So
doing shit for views.
Now let me ask you this. Let me ask you your perspective as an OG, right? Who failed these kids? We had OGs and uncles and some of our parents to kind of keep us in line. Did social media fail these kids? Because I don't want to just go at the parents and go at, like, is it the environment?
Did we fail them?
Us, our generation?
Did anyone fail them?
I have some beliefs.
Everyone was dealing with what they had to deal with based on their generation, right? So there's a each of our generations, there's been a group of people who were the focus of that generation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Probably 18 to 25, 26.
Yeah.
So those people are the people who are in college having babies and are kind of leading the new job forces and things like that.
Okay.
And those are the people who are experiencing, I guess, the changes in how the changes in status quo, laws. They're coming out of, they're transitioning more than other groups. They're coming out of adolescence and being a teenager to going to college and going from college to being parents and into the workforce, while other groups of people or generations are already in whatever like lane they're in, kind of, right? So those are the people who kind of experience more of these changes. They have a stronger opinion about the way in which the world was and what it is now than others. And so I think those are the groups of people who each generation is going to be more affected than the other groups. So, yeah.
My belief is that younger generations have been failed by certain things in general.
Oh, that's what I meant. To close on my thing, like the failure is really not us failing, is like they dealing with whatever they dealing with at the time, right?
Sign of the times.
Yeah, so it's not really like we feel. It's just whatever is going on is whatever is going on, because the generation, our parents' generation could say that their predecessors failed them in some way, and so on and so forth. Like each generation can say the generation that preceded them failed in some way.
You want me to unload the truck on generations real quick?
But the generation before them was dealing with whatever they had to deal with, so it's not like really a failure. It's just that's what it is. It is.
Oh no, it's a failure, brother.
Talk to me.
It's not 100% failure, but there are failures at certain things.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. So our parents' generation, the boomers, I feel like where they were failed at, as they were pushed out there to be great, work, go to school. So for some of our parents that did go to school and get the degrees and things like that, great. But the problem with their generation is that they couldn't completely disconnect or uncouple from their elders. They felt like they had an obligation to always take care of those who took care of them, even while they're taking care of their own. I was told that they were considered the sandwich generation because they were sandwiched in between taking care of their parents and their children.
I was about to say they ate hella sandwiches.
Nah.
I was wondering, my mama always wanted to make a sandwich. It's like,
it ain't got nothing to do with the bologna with the red strip on it.
There's a lot of sandwiches.
But they were referred to that because, and I've seen it. I would say the boomers are the most respectful to their elders out of all generations, right? They are the most respectful to their elders. But it kind of came with a cost with sometimes their own children, which the boomers are the parents of Gen X and millennials, right? And so the failure for their parents is not allowing them to fully, hey, I'm good. Go take care of this over here. And some where I'm not good, but I'm going to kind of pretend like I'm good, but I'm probably going to give you the illusion that I'm okay, but I'm not okay. I think I still might need you, which takes away from their grandbabies, right? Then when you go to the boomers having some failures with us in Gen X, it was not to, they didn't do the best research on what was coming in the future, right? So they were in the heart of the stock exchange booming, tech going to a different direction and things like that. Investments, you got to think the 401k is not that much older than us, bro. So they seen a lot of transitions, but they still stayed the course and said, you need to go to school. You need to go to school. And the irony, right? Some of it's because they didn't know any better. Everything that they told us that we can't make money off of, we can make money off of it. Hip hop, video games, computers, TV, all of that stuff, right? So the failure is lack of innovative thinking. Bruh, that's exactly we on it with that one, right? And so then when you go to us, right, the failures that I could see, which isn't completely on us, I think it has a lot to do with society norms too, is we were at the beginning of everything that they love. We were at the beginning of, they don't know what the old Facebook looked like.
They don't know what MySpace looked like.
They don't know what MySpace is. They don't know what Black Planet is. They don't even remember what the old Instagram looks like.
Damn, I forgot what the old Instagram.
The old Instagram, we did not have DMs.
Didn't.
You only could say something on comments, right? There was no video, only photos.
They don't remember Vine.
Vine was because there was no videos on Instagram, and then they got you see, the videos were shorter, right? It's such a different thing, and we understood it. Every change that happened, we understood it, right? And so I would say on our end, being able to promote, hey, that social media, that internet, it's not all that. Like, the real world is still just as much fun as the digital world. You know what I'm saying? But as far as what I think is failing them is the obsession with it that has nothing to do with us. That has something to do with, you know, the new innovative things that they do on TikTok and Instagram and social media. And they don't really have a good representation of why they shouldn't do certain things because of the consequences when they're being rewarded for those behaviors. When you can post something online and you could go viral for doing something completely dangerous and ignorant, that looks like more of a reward for them to keep perpetuating it and doing it.
No.
Until that, you know what I'm saying, that final, all right, we gonna sit you down. And I think when I look at the younger generations and I look at, like, when you seen the King Von documentary and the T. Roy documentary and, like, the way that they were going back and forth with trolling each other and antagonizing each other on Twitter, and you know what I'm saying, when somebody got down or when somebody caught a body, it's like, it would never go down like that when we were coming up. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, if you kept talking about it, you got dealt with. Yeah. It's just such a different dynamic. So when I look at youngsters now, bro, I do think that for the most part, all of these kids are good kids. They get attached to some power that they don't know how to control. Mm-hmm. That changes everything about their character. And it's almost like can't nobody get to them at that point.
Yeah.
If you go viral for something, man, can't nobody really tell you nothing when you're 14, 15 years old.
Sure. Got the whole world.
You got the whole world looking at you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you said something, because you did something. And I think that's the scariest thing. I think that's the thing that me personally doesn't really want my children anywhere near online. Because it's like, I mean, they did a whole documentary of it on Netflix on what it does to your psyche. And, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I see these young dudes, because if you take the internet away, all of the sliding and all of that stuff, all of the music, it kind of loses its meaning, right?
Yeah.
This records was really meant something when we was coming up, because it was like, did you hear?
Yeah.
Did you hear what such and such said? Yeah. We had to hear everything or read about it. Yeah. Now you could do a whole skit. Now you got memes. Now you can troll each other. Yeah. It's people. I mean, dog, seeing people get on FaceTime to beef.
That was crazy.
It's different.
That's crazy.
But they understand, even though they hate each other and they really want to take each other out, they understand the value of the entertainment. That's why they're doing it. I'm going to do two things at once. I'm going to beef with you on screen, and I'm going to get these views up and get this. It's different, man.
Different times. Man.
Different times, dog. Different times. Speaking of beef, we're going to move along because we almost got to get out of here. Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, the Super Bowl performance.
The Super Bowl performance, Kendrick Lamar. I would like to address it as Kendrick Lamar and Company versus Bigots and Drapes. I decided to name biased Drake fans Drapes.
It was the final nail in the coffin for the battle, I think. I mean, it's not the end of it maybe, but it was just...
The performance wasn't just about the beef, I will say that.
How did you feel about the performance?
I loved it.
All right, for me, I thought it was dope.
And I like the fact that you got the pants. No, he really got the pants. I'm not lying. He really got the pants.
I've been rocking.
You got.
Okay, I'll give you. It was bell bottoms.
Hey, I'll give you your credit. No, look, let me give you your credit. You've been rocking those before Kendrick did. I'll give you your credit.
And even, I mean, people have been rocking them before me, but it's a difference in style of it.
I just tried to throw you a oop. You passed the ball.
There's flair. There's boot.
Yeah. Well, they try to say that he wore. They try to say he has some like $10,000 women's jeans.
Celine's.
Is that what he was wearing?
I think they was.
You think they was?
But yeah, it's that's an era. If some of y'all remember, we used to wear bootcut jeans in the era, and we used to walk on our jeans. You remember when back in the day?
Oh, you talking about junior high and high school?
Yeah, look at how he was kind of dressed.
Yes, when I used to be a skater, I used to skateboard. Yeah, I had the
walk on your jeans,
the back of your jeans, which I hated.
A lot of it. So that's what I seen as him wearing kind of like a symbol of.
But even our parents, the boomers, that was the thing in the 70s.
Yeah, but they didn't walk in their jeans.
Yeah, they didn't.
So it's a difference. There's flares.
But they also had the platform shoes, so they didn't have to walk on the.
Right. It was a few inches up. But yeah, the performance to me was dope. I don't know what people like. It was a lot of people not like mad about. They said it was one of the worst or whatever. To me, or lackluster. It looked like a hip hop performance to me, and to me, it was I'm looking at it through the lens of a person who's from hip hop. I don't give a fuck about the Grammys, what is expected at the Grammys. I'm not. I guess I am a fan, and I'm just not a hater anymore. But I wasn't a Kendrick Lamar fan for a long time. I like a lot of his music though.
You were a J. Cole. You were a J. Cole fan.
But musically, he's more inclined in tune. Like I would say, I'm more of like both J. Cole and Kendrick, as far as like this type of music I like. I like both of their music. But Kendrick, this whole year, the way this played out, that's what I'm looking at it at.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it through the lens of a hip hop fan and a battle fan.
Right.
And to me, this was dope because I like the way he teased it.
Right.
Like he was gonna do it, like he wasn't.
Right.
And then he did it. I didn't really care about all the other Easter eggs, but I see people like kind of doing their deep dives into all these.
He did his Kendrick thing with the message.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Now, this is what I'll say.
My last part is, I don't think this is gonna change. No, if y'all expecting this to do like some sort of like affect politics or society or the black community at all, you have been fooled by yourself. This is entertainment. This is just another artistic expression.
It's no different than the Childish Gambino video. You remember that video?
Yes, it's nothing to do a damn thing. So if you expect it or you arguing with people about what this song means and all that, stop it. Stop it. It's just an artistic expression. That's it.
Well, I'll say this, brother. For people that are not paying attention, because they should be paying attention, I will say this, bruh. when you talk about the Kendrick Lamar performance and you talk about the fact that people thought it was boring, whatever the case is, I'll say this. Kendrick Lamar, now think about this. Kendrick Lamar is the very first MC, solo MC, to do the Super Bowl. What does the MC mean?
With the master of ceremony?
All right. We deem certain people in the hip hop culture as MCs. Dr. Dre, when he did it, was not an MC. Definitely. When you look at that performance, that's a reflection of what he's accomplished throughout his career. That's why all the songs that they were performing were produced by Dr. Dre. Right. To me, that was his final bow to the music industry as far as I'm concerned. You did all of these great things, you put all of these people on, and now you perform at the Super Bowl in LA, and the LA team wins. It doesn't get any better than that. But Kendrick is the first MC to do this. What do y'all... I went to go see...
What did they expect?
Yeah. Me and my wife went to go see Jay-Z in 2017 when he was doing the 444 tour. I wasn't expecting Jay-Z to do no cartwheels or no...
Yeah.
He just got up there and rapped all
dance.
of his hits.
They rap and they move around.
Yeah.
They do cool,
Matter of fact, I think
cool mirror movements.
I think Kendrick did a little too much than what I would normally usually see from an MC. Like, he was kind of like moving with the dancers.
Breath control.
Crazy. And shout out to Jermaine Dupri, because he called that out. He said, yo, Kendrick's breath control and how clear you can hear him perform his lyrics.
That's what I said. This is the first time I ever heard Kendrick word for word, and he censored words but didn't make it sound like a censored song.
Yes, he just switched it up.
He rapped, and the reason that I realized, I was like, oh, this is why I could hear Kendrick clear.
Right.
GNX, he rapped a different way.
Yes.
He rapped in my cadence that I like.
Right.
I like the double time shit. It's cool, but the cadence that I like is that, like, I can hear every bar, and it's like just like it's a certain type of rap I like.
Right.
And that's why I could hear him clear too, probably, is because he was just rapping in a way that I am able to kind of digest.
Yeah.
But yeah, his
I feel like
breath control was crazy. Like, he didn't seem like he was like at all. Like, even on the summer performance that he did for the concert in LA. Yeah. Breath control was crazy.
Breath control, yeah. Crazy. He's a real MC.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, of course, everybody was wondering if he was going to do Not Like Us, right? Right. I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep saying it. For starters, some, not all, because y'all get offended when I say this. Some of y'all cats is downplaying Kendrick, and number one, because he a West Coast cat. Number two, I feel like some of y'all is downplaying Kendrick because you don't want to give that energy to a West Coast cat like him. You don't want to elevate him, so you will be a Drake fan. I don't even have anything against Drake. There's some songs of Drake that I like. There's some bars that he said that I thought were clever. I don't have anything personal against Drake. But when it comes to that West Coast, that's what it is. You understand? And I think it's funny that so many people would go in on Kendrick on behalf of Drake. Drake ain't from here.
Yeah, that nigga's it.
Drake is not from here. He is a part of the culture, right? He is definitely a higher up as far as in artistry and being well known and being successful. Yeah. But he ain't from here.
Yeah.
Okay? He is not from the soil that birthed hip hop. So for all of y'all cats that are draping right now, you need to think about that. And to be honest, let's keep it real. Awesome. Kendrick is hip hop. Drake is not hip hop. He's a singer and songwriter, which he's portrayed himself as and has labeled himself as that for many years. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But Kendrick Lamar is actual hip hop. That's what hip hop is.
It's two different, actually. What's crazy is the juxtaposition of the two artists. Is Drake is kind of someone who's outside, who we consider an outsider, who has a love and affinity for the culture, who became a top tier artist,
right?
But really doesn't have a real identity of themselves. They kind of like are more of a chameleon.
Okay.
And then you have Kendrick, who's not from where you would say the birthplace of hip hop is, but comes from a place that has a deep, rich culture. And sticking to that deep, rich culture, blossoming and becoming a top tier artist, and then having this battle with this other person who is like kind of the polar opposite of what you are and who you represent. Is it makes for an amazing story.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is a great
This will be
story.
talked about. Yeah, this will be talked about and studied, and when we old men, and then we got to come clean it up and tell people what it really is and what really happened.
Yeah, no, an amazing story, because we got to see.
And I don't think that this is gonna
both of their careers as well, for us to be there and to witness.
The build up,
the coming up of both artists over the course of their careers, who they were before, who they are now, and then coming to it's like almost it was like. The anticipation for it was like it wasn't too late. It wasn't like Mayweather and Pacquiao, where it was like kind of too late for many people to kind of accept the whole thing.
I look at it like
it's great to see that, but this
I look at it like imagine being able to follow Ali and Frazier from the time that they were kids until now, or until that point when they actually fought for the first time. Because we got to see these guys, through YouTube and mixtapes when everybody wasn't paying attention to Drake and everybody wasn't paying attention to Kendrick. Like I said before, I'll say it again, the irony of the fact that you weren't crazy about Kendrick, but you put me on Kendrick. It's funny. And you know what I'm saying? Yes, you put me on Kendrick. And you put me on Kendrick's music.
I didn't know who the fuck Drake was, but I was a fucking every day after school fan of Degrassi. And then I heard about some nigga named Drake, and I was a Wiz Khalifa fan.
Yeah. You was heavy on Wiz Khalifa too.
I'm like, Drake. And it was even before I think I moved from my mom's house. I think I was at my mom's house one day, and I heard Drake, and I went on like Direct TV or some shit and like typed his name in or some shit, and that's how I found out. I was like, I found he looked like dude from Degrassi.
I found out about him through my older brother. My older brother's like, it's this dude named Drake, man, because me and my brother, we got different last names. He's like, man, he might be a relative. We got the same last name. You want to check him out, though? He's from the South. And so then I found I got the mixtape, and I was like, yo, dude, cold. That first mixtape that he did was cold. And one of my favorite songs was the one he did with Lil Wayne and Bun B. I just like the beat, the delivery, whatever. And so seeing them come up like that, it was like, okay. But when the beef happened, it was just like, I mean, we covered it many times last year. It was just like, man, this is massive. But I do wish that people were more into the art and understand that, like, Kendrick's performance for the Super Bowl and Not Like Us was a small part. I think people made it bigger because they were on suspense and on pins and needles and wondering if he was going to actually do it. But the performance itself, I liked it. I liked the messaging behind it. People couldn't even understand that they're on a prison yard the whole time. Just little things like that. And like I said, his performance as an MC was top tier compared to what you will hear at most concerts.
For sure.
Okay?
Yes.
You heard him clearly. He wasn't fumbling his words. He wasn't missing his lyrics. He was substituting and censoring lyrics in real time himself. He even threw a freestyle before certain songs.
For sure.
It was dope. And for y'all that thought it was boring or whatever the case it was, well, don't go to any MC concerts because it's gonna be the same thing.
Go watch
and what I appreciated is he didn't bring out a slew of people, because there was people that was complaining about, well, man, he could have brought out like School, but he didn't want to do that.
He did.
People don't understand that when Kendrick performs, when he tours, it's really him. It's really him getting down and getting busy with what he does. You guys are so spoiled. I'm going to tell you how spoiled we get so quick. When Jay-Z first took over the halftime shows, because it wasn't just Super Bowl, it was pretty much all halftime shows, right? When Jay-Z took over, everybody was complaining and dragging him. Oh, you betraying Kaepernick and this, that, and the other. And then when we started getting the shows, we started enjoying it. We enjoyed Ushers. We enjoyed Snoop and Dre. We enjoyed all. I didn't like the J-Lo one. I don't know what the hell that was about. But now that we are seeing more of the type of music we relate to, now we want to go in on the artist. It's like black people cannot be satisfied sometimes, man.
It's always some shit.
And the thing is that appreciate it now. Because if there's a day or whenever the day is when Jay-Z ain't involved no more and they go back to giving you people like Eddie Money and Sting and the Police.
Yeah, y'all gonna get U2.
And U2 and all of them.
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, Bon Jovi. Don't get mad. Listen to it and critique it the same way you did. I didn't like Sting's performance, man.
Dolly Parton.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that, man. Yeah. Why didn't they perform Roxanne? I'm just saying.
Rolling Stones. And shit like that.
Appreciate it.
But yeah.
Appreciate it. Appreciate, the little bit of DEI we have left. But like I said, man, if you understand, if you're a fan of going to rap and hip hop concerts where you're there for the creativity, you're there for the lyrics and everything else, then you definitely enjoy the Kendrick. But I definitely want to debunk all of the. Somebody said that they was fake crowd noises. When y'all stop playing with this dude, bro. If you look at his streams now, if you look at how much more people are now exposed to Kendrick ain't never been the limelight type of dude anyway. So when you look at the type of exposure, you know what? Go to the Notion podcast TikTok page and go look at the 3-minute video I put up, and you'll see that, the crowd was dead. But go look around the world. Go look at people on cruise ships and Super Bowl parties and everywhere else going crazy.
White moms crazy.
I seen the old lady dancing the peekaboo or turn TV off or whatever. Yeah. The old lady.
Thick white lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was crazy.
So I'm just saying, like, y'all could make all of the excuses of why you don't like it, but guess what? Either way it goes, Kendrick's winning because you're still talking about him. And when something is truly trash and truly not that good, we really don't talk about it. We do this. We scroll. We move on. What the hell was they thinking? That's what we do. So shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to Compton. Shout out to TDE. Yeah. Shout out to, I'll even shout out Rock Nation because I do enjoy the halftime performances a whole lot more than I did over the years.
Yeah, the last few, for sure.
And so put some respect on Kendrick's name, put some respect on the West Coast name. And if you got problems, you know what to do.
Pull up.
Leave it in the comment section. Leave it in the comment section.
Yeah, pull up.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
For sure.
I ain't got a problem with it. Anyways, we finna get up out of here, bro. That's what we finna do. Yup, that's how we doing it. That's how we doing it. Anyways, you've been tuning in to the Notion podcast. This is your boy Dizzy D Spill with my co-host in the building,
Farmer Poe, man.
And you've been tuning in to Outlawed Opinions. You know what it is. Leave those comments. Talk that noise. We here to respond. Until next time, peace.
I'ma stun hard, but I ain't finna do it now. Catch you while you slipping in, hit you like, I ain't really tripping cause I'm sipping right now. Bottles on the table, bartender like, bad broads all wanna dance like, see the cake through the Ray-Bans like, haters see me in the new whip like, rockin' more chains than a slave ship. Straight ballin' with my own team like, stay shouting out my home team like, my ex see me do my own